I wasn't looking for work when the flyer caught my eye. It was stuck to a lamppost, half torn by the wind. Night watch needed. Crescent Theater, midnight to 4 a.m. Good pay, must follow instructions. I don't know why I called. The voice that answered didn't give me a name, just an address and a warning. Be on time, and remember, you'll be fine if you follow the rules. The Crescent Theater stood at the edge of town, a carcass of a building that had once been beautiful. Its marquee was broken, the letters missing. Curtains of ivy clung to the walls, and every window was black as pitch. The front doors creaked open when I touched them, as though someone inside had been waiting. Dust swirled in the stale air, catching the dim moonlight that filtered through a cracked skylight. On the ticket booth counter lay a folded piece of paper. My name was written across it. My hands trembled as I opened it. Rule 1. Do not sit in the audience. The mannequins don't like strangers among them. I looked up and my stomach dropped. Every seat was full, not with people but with mannequins. Men, women, children, all painted in frozen smiles, hands folded neatly in their laps, every glassy eye turned toward the stage. I walked the aisle quickly, keeping my gaze on the floor. I didn't dare meet their stares. At 12:30 a.m., a sound broke the silence. Applause. It was faint at first, like a memory of clapping hands, but it grew louder, filling the theater with hollow echoes. The paper in my hand shifted. New words bled across it. Rule 2. If you hear applause, do not look at the stage. Keep your head down until it stops. I clenched my teeth and stared at the floor, every muscle screaming to turn and see. The clapping rose to a frenzy, then died out as suddenly as it began. When I finally looked up, nothing had changed, except a few mannequins had leaned forward in their seats. By 1 a.m., a blinding white light snapped on. The spotlight. It illuminated a circle on the stage floor, wide and empty, waiting for me. The paper burned hot in my hand. Rule 3. When the spotlight turns on, do not step into it. I stayed back. Still, I swore something shifted in the light, shadows writhing like they wanted me to join them. I turned away, forcing myself toward the backstage hallway. The dressing room smelled of dust and old perfume. One door hung open, and inside I saw a tall mirror covered with a heavy cloth. The edges of the fabric stirred, though no breeze moved. Ink scratched across the paper. Rule 4. If you find a mirror covered in cloth, do not remove it. If the cloth has already fallen, leave it once. I backed away carefully and shut the door. A soft voice drifted from the stage wings as I passed, singing. Low and mournful, a woman's voice weaving through the dark. The paper quivered. Rule 5. If you hear singing backstage, do not respond. The performers are long dead. I didn't breathe. I didn't look. I kept walking. At 2:15 a.m., I passed the orchestra pit. My heart froze. The pit wasn't empty anymore. Figures sat hunched with instruments in hand, bows gliding across strings, though no sound came out. Their heads twitched with each silent note. The rule sheet throbbed. Rule 6. If you see musicians in the orchestra pit, do not acknowledge them. Walk away and do not let them see your face. I quickened my pace, staring straight ahead. Near the curtains, I saw her, a woman in a torn red dress, face pale as wax, eyes hollow. The words scrawled themselves furiously, a blur of ink. I glanced down. Rule 7. If the woman in the red dress asks about the show, answer, "It's already over," then leave quickly. She stepped forward, lips parting. "What time does the show begin?" My voice cracked as I repeated the line. "It's already over." Her smile vanished and she melted into the shadows. By 2:45, a projector hummed to life in the balcony. Light flickered across the torn curtains, throwing shapes onto the stage. I didn't want to, but I looked up. The film wasn't blank. It showed a man in my clothes walking through the theater exactly as I was. The paper hissed in my grip. Rule 8. If the projector runs, do not watch the film. Close your eyes until it burns out. I shut my eyes, my chest rattled with terror as the flickering burned into my eyelids. I didn't open them until the crackle of the reel snapped and died. At 3:15 a.m., the mannequins moved. All at once, every painted head turned toward the stage. Their necks cracked in unison, my stomach lurched, the paper pulsed. Rule 9. When the mannequins look at the stage, do not follow their gaze. I looked at the floor, biting my lip so hard I tasted blood. Still, I felt the weight of whatever stood center stage, something waiting to be seen. The hours stretched like years. My pulse never slowed. When the clock struck 4 o'clock, a bell rang, deep, resonant, echoing through the rafters. The final words appeared, burning into the page. Rule 10. When the final bell tolls, leave immediately. Do not look back. I didn't hesitate. I sprinted up the aisle, my boots pounding over the hardwood floor of the lobby. As I reached the heavy exit doors, the collective frozen smiles of the mannequins blurred into a terrifying white mass. I shoved the doors open, stumbling out into the cold night air as they slammed shut behind me. For a long time, I stood there, breathing, the rule sheet crumpled in my hand. When I dared to glance back, the windows were dark, empty. But in the silence, I thought I heard it again. Applause. And this time, it sounded like it was for me.